What's up? You're watching Finest Wine Cooking Channel. I'm your boy Antoine. I want to show you how to fry crispy southern fried chicken. The best recipe I know how. I'm going to show you guys, let you guys in my kitchen. Okay, so we're going to just start with some chicken wings right now. I have about 20 in here. And okay, so with your flour, you simply pour some in a bag. Pour about maybe 3 cups of flour, depending on the amount of batch of chicken that you have. You're gonna pour it in here in your bag, or if you have, uh, uh, Ziploc bags or something like that, you put your flour in. I recommend a bag or a paper bag. You know, folks from the hood, that's how we do. It helps out a lot. And I have my seasonings here. I have garlic powder, adds a good flavor to the chicken. I have chicken seasoning, lemon pepper. A lot of people like this. I like it as well. Gives it a little extra flavor. Onion powder, black pepper, Lori seasoning salt. If you noticed, I stay away from a lot of salt. I try to use powder just for, to prevent blood pressures and all that stuff. A lot of people, they use like a little spice in their chicken. Cajun. I'll add a little bit in the chicken to give it just a little kick. I add it in the flour. I do use a lot of black pepper in my flour simply because I just like to give it a little spice, a little kick. There's a secret also that I'm going to share with you guys that you could add to your flour, and it's ground cinnamon. Whenever you're frying chicken, I like to always give it a more spicy slash sweetness. The breading of the chicken will be very good. You're gonna add your cinnamon in your flour. You're gonna add a nice amount because when you shake it up, shake the flour up, you're gonna be like, where did the cinnamon go? So you have to add a decent amount of it. So what I just added is probably about 4 tablespoons full. I don't have to measure things because I've been cooking for so long to where I just eyeball everything. And I just know, the amount you're supposed to use. Cinnamon, never forget. Cinnamon is the best thing that you want to add in your flour when you're frying chicken. I have my oil getting hot on a medium temp. So right now, I'm just going to take you with me so we can season the chicken really quick. I'm going to add some black pepper because, like I said, that's the first thing that you want to add on your chicken. I don't know why. This is something I've always done. Shake it around. My hands are clean, so don't worry about that. I clean as I go. You always want to make sure that you have a very clean kitchen when you are when you're cooking or anything based on so you won't have cross contamination, things like that. I'm just a clean person, and I don't play them games. When you're inviting someone over, you're supposed to make sure that you have a clean house and a clean kitchen. Only problem is I don't have anyone here to help me to hold the camera, but I promise you, as I do more episodes, I will. That seasoning salt, just in case you didn't see. Seasoning salt. Just a little bit more. I try not to go too heavy on the salt. Onion powder. You can eyeball it. You cover all of the chicken with the seasoning. That way, you'll know everything has been seasoned properly. I do have my cooking license. I can cook anywhere. I went to school, and prior to school, I've been cooking way before that as well. My passion is to have my own restaurant, which I plan to do really, really soon. Been looking at a few locations. That's lemon pepper, just in case you guys are not aware. A lot of people do use buttermilk to soak the chicken in, to season it and soak it and marinate it. I've never tried it because my chicken was still good without the buttermilk. So I really don't feel like I needed to add that. I'm going to add one last seasoning to the chicken, and this is the chicken seasoning. I got it because it was $1 at the store, and got a good flavor and good smell to it. You smell your flavoring, you smell your seasonings. That way you know you have a good seasoning when you're buying your chicken. I cleaned my chicken off. It had been soaking in just regular cold water. Another trick is if you want to defrost your chicken, you let it sit in cold water. You let it separate a little bit, let it defrost a little bit, and you could, if it's still frozen, you could soak it in hot water, and it will not go bad. You make sure you just, once it's defrost and the hot water, defrost it all the way completely, you just rinse it off and you cook it immediately. You will not get sick. I've done it too many times. I didn't even know that you could soak your chicken in hot water, but you are able to, because a friend of mine told me. Actually, my auntie, she knows all the tricks of cooking and stuff, and she told me that. So I'm just sharing it with you guys, so that way, if you are wondering how to defrost chicken, you are able safely to defrost it in hot water, just as long as you cook it right away. So my oil is probably heating up now. You want to make sure your oil is really, really hot, and a medium heat, not too high, because you don't want to burn, obviously, your chicken, or you don't want your chicken cooking too fast, because that will mess up everything. You see how these chickens are just hanging? I will not put it in the grease like this. I'm going to bend that wing behind this piece. So fold it behind that piece, and then you dump it in the flour. So I'm going to do that. So it'll look just like this. You toss it in the flour. You're going to do all pieces the same way. I have to prop this camera up, so that way you guys can see. Okay, hopefully you guys see what I'm doing. I do feel the grease getting hot, so I'm going to do this really quickly. You guys, if you want to see me cook some different dishes, please feel free to let me know. Inbox me or comment down under below. I'm gonna throw this in the flour and show you guys when I dump it in the grease, so you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Some people do make an egg batter for their chicken. I've done that before. It really doesn't help the chicken at all. As long as you season your flour really good, you're guaranteed to get a good batter for your chicken. I'm going to simply put all of the chicken in the flour because I don't have time to be wasting time. I don't want the video to be too long, so I'm gonna kind of tie the bag, not all the way, halfway, and begin to toss it a whole lot, so you can make sure your chicken is covered really good with the batter, with the flour and stuff. And I like my chicken very crispy. So you want to toss it for about a few minutes. Your chicken should already be kind of wet, so the flour is going to stick on there. I'm going to do it a few more times. And just show you guys what it looks like. So, hope you guys see me. I've been tossing it for about 2 minutes now. Toss it for some more. My grease is getting hot because I just heard it pop. I'm going to untie it. Because it should all be covered with the flour. Give you guys a visualization of how it looks. It does look very, very tasty already, and it's not even really cooked. But you have to make sure all your flour is covering the chicken. I'm gonna kind of sanitize a little bit. As I said before, I clean before I cook, and then while I'm cooking, I clean as I go. You know, you have to keep everything clean and sanitary for your safety and for others. My restaurants, I want them to primarily be soul food and everything you can think about soul food. Fried chicken, macaroni and cheese, smothered chicken, pork chops, pork steaks, spaghetti, sweet potatoes, dressing, turkey. I mean, I don't eat chitlins and never will because of the texture of it. It's like, okay, this is pig intestines. Ain't no way I'm gonna try that bullshit. That's nasty. To each his own, you know, whoever eat it, I don't knock them. But I will never do that bullshit. Okay, so I'm getting ready to start putting the chicken in the grease. I'm gonna toss the chicken one more time just to make sure that it's a nice coating on the chicken. And then I'm gonna start put it in the grease. I could really smell the cinnamon in there. So you know the chicken is going to be really good. You probably never heard about cinnamon and chicken. I know it's a first, but trust me, try it and you're going to love it. Okay, so another trick, if you want to know if your grease is hot enough, you take a piece of flour and you drop it in there. Okay, so that means if you see the bubbles and stuff, that means your grease is hot enough and you could start transferring your chicken into the skillet. Bring my chicken over this way. That way I don't have to I am going to turn it down just a little bit because I don't want to cook it you never want to cook your chicken too fast. I use a bigger pot because you can cook more chicken. I would have just used the cast iron skillet, but I'm cooking bigger batches. So you just try to make sure you can push everything down in there. And when your chicken is golden brown, you take it out and you put it here in a strainer, which I have up here. I'm going to use. Make sure you cool your chicken off before you put it in the strainer. I'll get back to part 2, show you the aftermath.